What up YouTube, Nightingale Insights here today with a different type of video. Today we're gonna do a how-to video. It's gonna be a topic. The topic is gonna be how to dye your G10 scales. So I have 3 knives here that I want to dye. I got, as you can see, I got 2 synthetic dyes from RIT here. And they're both, like I said, they have to be synthetic to be compatible with the G10 scales or with any material. They're not fat. You know, there's different types of dye. The other dye that is out there that I would not recommend for dyeing the scales would be the for the, what is it called, for the fabric. So don't use the fabric dye. You have to use the synthetic dye to be able to get your knives dyed, your scales dyed. So, and of course, don't throw your knives like they are into the water because you don't want to rust all your parts. So I will use these. Also, one thing, I know that a lot of people are actually doing, they just warm up a pot with hot water and then they throw the dye in, and it's waste unless you catch it afterwards. But you know, a lot of people, I've talked to a few people that have done dyeing before, and I also watched several videos, and a lot of comments that I read on was, why are you guys cooking it in the pot when you can actually heat up water in the pot and then use one of these, what is it called? One of these jars here that are mason jars, basically. So what I want to do is I want to fill the mason jar. I have to look at the exact mixture. I think it's like 2 parts water, 1 part dye, something like that. I have to look at it, but I wanna put basically 2 parts water, 1 part dye into the jar. Fill them up, not all the way, just enough so I can basically have the scale in there. Then I will be using this wire to basically hook up the scale so I can just dip them in and then have, you know, can easily take them out of the jar here. So the lid is basically removed and all you use is the jar. Since those are mason jars, they're heat resistant. You don't have to worry about the glass, popping or whatever when you use them. So, and of course, like I said, I use the wire. I have to take the knives apart. And then I will start with the mixture. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna come back with the video as soon as I'm done with the taking apart of the knives. I will show you guys the next step then after that. And that's pretty much it for the first step now. So basically just get your stuff together. I have several of those mason jars. I bought those on Amazon. I will link all the utensils or the stuff that I used. I will link it in the description so you can see. You can choose your own dye, of course. I'm using here smoky blue and tropical teal. I'm not sure yet which one is gonna get which. I think I'm gonna go with the teal probably for the Vosteed Raccoon, and then the smoky blue. I'm not sure. I think with the smoky blue I will go with the what is it called? The Bestech. Oh my god, I can't remember its name. This knife here. And then also probably the smoky blue for this one here. For the Petrified fish Tena. So, but yeah, that's, like I said, that's pretty much it. I will get back to you guys as soon as I've taken those knives apart. Also, one more thing. So that you don't lose your stuff. I mean, you can use anything that basically holds your hardware. I'm just using here some sandwich bags where I will throw the hardware in of each knife. You can also use, if you have plastic containers, you can separate it like that. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you want to use. But yeah, I will be back here shortly once I have the knives taken apart. So now we're back. So as you can see, I've taken the knives apart and already prepared. So what I did after I took the knives apart, I went ahead and gave them a bath in dishwashing soap. Scrubbed them real good to get all the liquid and grease and everything out of them. And of course the grease from the fingers and everything. So you can see Then I hooked them up to the wire. I prepared the wire, so all I got to do now is basically prepare the jars with the dye and with the water mix, and then I can heat it up on the stove and dump it in there, and then I have to see. I'm going for 10-minute max, probably shorter than that. We'll see how they accept the dye. But I will be back as soon as I have the water heated up, and then I will go to the stove and I'll show you guys the process. Alright, so I'm gonna start up the stove on high, of course, to get the water heated up. Then we will get these jars filled. So I'm thinking of right around here with the water. You can see this, yeah. Should be about the same. Yeah, looking good. So, and then we're gonna shake. Don't forget, you gotta shake the dye. So the dye has to be shaken. Let me just check real quick the God, this printing is so small I can't read it. I guess I'll just eyeball it. Alright, so shake the dye. Da da da. So you can see it's quite dark. But it won't be that dark when it's mixed, of course, because it's concentrated right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's about half a bottle. So you can save the rest of this bottle. And when you're done with the dye, let me just check real quick. Yeah, once they lay in there in an angle, it should be fine. So, and then, of course, this dye as well. Oops, there goes my microphone. God. Alright, so can't do it without any issues. Shaking that dye as well. Again, you can see definitely the teal color that gets thrown away. So we're going to throw about the same amount in here. Alright, so about half a bottle should be fine from what I've seen so far from other people using it. So, and all we're going to do now is basically get the water heated and at the same time get the dye heated, the dye mixture. So what we're also going to do is come on. I'm gonna get 2 large toothpicks that I had around and of course mix that properly. Same with this one. think I have to add a little bit of the darker one extra to it. Let's try again. It's hard to see on the wood, at least on the darker one. On this one you can see the teal color better, so just gonna save those because I need those for later as well. So I'm gonna turn the camera off for now until the water is hot. Alright, so now we're at the temperature that we need. So I'm actually thinking about, since this is black and I want a contrast, I know there is a Bestech with that teal color already out there, but I really want a contrast. So, and this is the Magnacut, so I'm thinking I'm just going to throw this in here to get the teal color that you can't get in Magnacut, so basically. So we're going to throw this in here. And then the Vosteed Raccoon, we're going to throw in the dark color. And the Petrified fish Tena, I think also in the teal because of the black blade, so it gives a little contrast. So I think that should be good. Give it a little color. So we'll just wait. I'd say about 5 minutes and I will check, so I will be back with that. Alright, so the teal or the smoke blue I think looks good. The color that I wanted. It kind of has a little purplish tint, but it should be alright. So we're going to take this one out. Got to rinse it off under cold water. And whatchamacallit, the teal color still needs a couple minutes. So let's get this rinsed off real quick. Alright, so you can see it's got this, they call that smoke blue. It's a kind of purple. Okay, I guess when it dries it looks a little different. I gotta dry it off with paper towels. I forgot to use gloves, so don't forget to use gloves. I got a little bit of the dye on my fingers now. I gotta get it off real quick, but I will be back with the other ones. Alright, so here you can see the teal color. Not sure if you can see it right. I will show it more when it's all washed up and dried. But it looks doesn't look bad, so we'll see how the end result looks like when it's all washed up and dried. So I'll be back with that too. Alright, so now we're back. So I got them all out, and you can see the result is a little bit different than I expected, honestly. But to be honest, I'm not mad at all. I think it's a little bit more green than teal, which is fine with me. This actually looks really nice, especially with, you can see this looks freaking awesome. So, and the same with here, you can see how the texturing or the of you know how the design comes out of these uh, scales, and I think they look freaking awesome in this kind of greenish tint. So, and here is the smoke blue, which in my opinion, I don't know, smoke blue. It's I'm kind of disappointed in the smoke blue. Honestly, if I had known, I would have just taken all three of them in the teal. I think I'm not sure, but we'll see when it's put together. Uh, so I mean, it's everything's dried up already, so everything's good. I have cleaned it up, all dried up. Same with here. You can see the inside is a little. See, the inside looks more teal than the outside. Actually, I think it has to do with the black here a little bit, which gives the contrast, so makes this a little bit look a little bit darker, which I think it looks really cool. The inside is more teal color, lighter green, tealish color. Let's see on this one here. Yeah, the same thing here. The smooth side is much more teal, neon greenish colored than the outside, because the outside is the more the texturing that actually soaks it up better. So, and the same with the back spacer here. You can see the back. That's from the from this one here, from the uh, what is it called? Petrified fish Tena or Tena. So so I will put these together. I will of course make sure that I clean all the everything up here. So you can see I have separated all the knives, each one of them in a bag. So I will make sure that I put them all nicely back together. One thing, if you ever plan on doing this one here, the whatchamacallit, the Bowie Raccoon, be aware that to get the liner out, they put actually some double-sided glue, or they put a dab of glue here on this end. So you got to remove the glue in order to dye it as well, and to get to get a smooth surface. So it was a kind of pain, because I tried to get the scale, the liner out. The liner popped up here, and then it was just stuck, and I couldn't remove it, and I was like, what the hell? So I looked here, and after using a small thin pry bar that I have, for electronics or whatever, I used that here on, and then I could pry it out, and then I saw that there's a little dab of glue or double-sided, really really thin double-sided tape on here that was sticky on here. So I removed it and cleaned it all up with alcohol and everything, and then I gave it a good wash down with soapy water. Of course, dried it all up before I got to the point where I threw it all in the dye. And yeah, and then I cooked it for, I think it was about 23 minutes, because I checked it several times in between. So make sure that, depending on what result you want, what color result you want, to check it. I checked this one. This one looked for a long time absolutely not at all. Like, it wouldn't take the dye for some reason. Then all of a sudden it started taking it. And this is basically the result. I guess I'm not sure if that's the real wanted smoke blue. I'm not sure. I mean, the lighting here is a little bad, so I will see how it looks like when I have better lighting. But it might be blue, but we'll see when I put it together. Right now, it has a little purple tint, in my opinion. It might be my eyes, but like I said, we'll see. And once I have them put back together, I will be back with you guys. All right, and we're finally back. So finally, I've got these together. This one, the Petrified Fish Pena, was a pena in the you know what. So yeah, it was everything went back together fine on these two. This one wanted to be a little pain in the behind, because of it's a weird construction. So it's got these screws. Basically, you got to take the scale off, and then underneath are screws. So, and in the back, between where the back spacer goes, there's a what is it called? A stud that has to be screwed in between. So, and their screws, they did just wanted, gave me issues, whatever. But I've got it together. Everything's back together. Everything operating fine. No issues. And let me hear what you think about this. Does that look good? Something, rare, not really around. So let's do this one here. So I was first disappointed about the what is it called? About the Raccoon, but when I look at it, honestly, I'm digging this color. I really like it actually on the Raccoon. It kind of fits it. This I don't even know what you would call this. It's like a dark gray with a purple tint. I guess that's smoke blue. I'm not sure, but it looks actually really good. I mean, the contrast that you get from the polished what is it called pocket clip and the polished screws and everything, and then also the nice the kind of satin blade with the orange thumb studs. It's really actually really cool. I think it looks nice. And last but not least, what you call it, the Bestech Tardis. Now I got the name again. So when you look at it, the Tardis in green or uh, kind of green, I think that looks really good. It's actually way different than than the original teal color. Yes, the teal was nice, but this is something, of course, completely different. Um, I'm not even sure if the Tardis comes in green. But yeah, I mean, this is like I said, this is the Magnacut Tardis is originally white, but I'm really liking this color on it with the black and the green. Kind of looks really good. I think I think they came out really well, even though they didn't come out exactly the colors that I expected. I'm not disappointed. If you guys want to let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Like I said, this is my first time dyeing, so dyeing any scales. So if you guys have any input in what I should do different, or what would you do different, or whatever, I appreciate any input, negative, positive, whatever. Leave me a comment, leave a like, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the dyeing. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.